Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of the Tech ChitChat Show. My name is Ken. You can find me on Northern Viking Everyday and Northern Viking Explorer on YouTube. I'm here with my co-host, Steven. You can find him at 8-Bit Warrior on Twitter and Steven Loney on YouTube. Good morning, Steven. How are you today?
Good morning, Ken. I'm doing all right. Yeah.
Good. It's a nice sunny weekend. Well, we had that here anyway. I don't know about down there.
Yeah, I think it was a good Sunday weekend here too. Yeah, it's been very nice. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. We got out and did some hiking up Goats Peak, which I'm really sore today. I should have known when it's called Goats Peak that it's steep. And then when there's a little black diamond on the sign. So it was good. We got to see a nice eagle up there and stuff.
Yeah, no, you saw a video of that. It looks really cool. So anyone watching this, Ken got a really cool shot of eagles. It's really cool. Go check it out on his channel there. So
yeah, I still contemplating whether it was worth the work to hike up there to see it, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I think that was cool. Yeah, that's really cool. So this is episode 10. Before we start.
Woo!
Should we celebrate?
Celebrate with our usual cup of coffee.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We've made it.
Yeah, we made it to 10. We'll see if we can make it to 11. So we've got some fun topics today. We're going to talk Google Photos. We're going to talk Uncharted. We're going to talk about Switch Pro. We're going to talk about Intel graphics cards. I don't want to say the name because I don't know how to say it. And we're going to talk about serial robots. So we've got a fun show in store for you today. Should we dive right into it?
Sure, let's go.
So let's start out with Google Photos. This is kind of a pressing thing. It affects myself. Google Photos is ending their unlimited free storage tomorrow on June the 1st. Do you use Google Photos, Stephen?
I don't know.
You don't know if you use Google Photos?
No. I may have lightly at some point, but no, I don't use it. I mean, I do use the Google storage. I do use their, but I think I'm not sure that I actually am, but you do.
I've used it a lot. Basically, if you're not sure what Google Photos is, any photos that you took on your phone would back up to your Google account, and they would give you free unlimited storage of not their highest quality, but a very good quality photo and video for free.
Right.
And now as of tomorrow, they are getting rid of that. It's probably my fault because about 6 months ago, I took every digital photo I have taken since probably about 2003 and uploaded it to Google Photos because it was free unlimited storage. And then a couple of weeks later, they're like, no more free unlimited storage for everyone in the world. So it's probably my fault.
You broke the camel's back.
Probably. So it's they're tearing it down. So they're only letting you use up to 15 gigs, which is actually part of, I believe, the space in your Google Drive. And they are going to be, or they do offer tiers now. I believe it's $2 for 100 gigabytes of storage, which is actually pretty good per month US.
Yeah.
And if you're not wanting to use their service, you can download all your photos to your computer, which I'd imagine for myself would take a long time. But that all being said, when I heard this was coming down the pipe, we have Amazon Prime as well. And if you have Amazon Prime, they still offer free unlimited photo storage at full quality, but not video storage. I believe it's throttled to, or you're only allowed 2 gigs of video storage, but they offer unlimited photo storage still. So we have Amazon Prime. So I've kind of been testing that out recently to see how that works.
Right.
And yeah, we'll see.
So you might be transferring over to that.
Well, yeah, I guess then you're committing to keeping Amazon Prime forever, which I use quite a bit, but will I use it in 2 years? Because then I'm running into another problem, right? So
you have to transfer again.
Yeah, so I need to really think about what I want to do there.
And then what ends up happening too is, so you've uploaded to Google and it's compressed it. You download those images, you transfer them to Amazon, it compresses them again. Then Amazon goes, you download them, you upload them to another service, compresses it again. So you're now getting a degraded like version of your photos continually. So
That all being said, I keep a backup of all my photos and videos on my computer anyway.
Right.
I actually just used Google Photos for basically a backup of my photos. So if ever something went wrong with my hard drive, at least I had all of that. So I don't know. I do like to keep a backup. And it was also nice because if you take photos on your phone, it automatically goes to Google Photos and you can access them on your computer or wherever right away. So it was handy that way.
Right.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So there are ways. So just keep that in mind. If you are using Google Photos, you might need to just keep a closer tabs on that. They are saying the average user will have still 3 years that they can store photos kind of on there for until they run out of space. So, but it's something to keep in mind. If you're doing a lot of video footage, it'll eat that up way quicker as well.
Yeah. I just want to note from the CNET article, they mentioned that more than 4 trillion photos are stored in Google Photos, the company said in November, with 28 billion new photos and videos uploaded each week. It's a lot of photos. So,
well, one of those 28 billion can be counted for me.
Yeah.
One of those 28 billion were mine.
Well, that's a lot of photos and videos. And they have made it a reasonable pricing for reasonable storage. A lot of people don't need. How many people need to have tons and tons and terabytes of storage for their photos? Really?
Yeah.
There are, and if you're a professional with needs, well, you probably shouldn't be using Google's free services for your professional needs.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Well, and to be honest, when I saw it was unlimited free photos, I thought, well, that's cool. That's pretty generous to be doing that. So I mean, you can imagine, I see how much photos take up on my computer. You can imagine the size of storage they have at Google if they're having to take everyone's photos.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, let's move on. Uncharted. Have you played Uncharted? I know you have.
A little bit. Yeah. I've mostly just watched other people play it, but I definitely know what it is.
Have you played Uncharted 4?
No.
I've been playing through Uncharted 4 recently. I'm about halfway through. My son's been playing through it. It's actually a pretty good game. So what's happening here is Sony released in a PDF document. Let me go over to this. To their, who was it to? I believe it was to their investors. They released a PDF document saying that it looks like Uncharted 4 is going to be going to PC, which is really cool.
Right.
In the past, for the most part, for sure, none of these Uncharted games have ever gone to PC before. And it's really one of Sony's flagship games.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is amazing to open up new opportunities for Sony on this. It's a pretty good series. Yeah.
So you've been an Uncharted fan. You've played through all of them, and you're going through number 4 right now.
Ironically, the only one I haven't played through is number 1.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know why I bought 2, I bought 3, and I never owned number 1. I do have it now, so I'll have to play through it.
Right.
But it's kind of funny.
So would you be inclined to play on PC, or would you only want to play on your PS4?
Well, I already own them on the PS4. So I'd probably just play through on the PS4. I wouldn't buy them on PC just because I already have them. But for all of you Xboxers out there, I know over the years, this is something that people who have an Xbox have complained about because they'd love to play this game. It's one of the reasons even some people buy the PlayStation was for this game specifically.
Right.
So that'll open up opportunity for everyone who has an Xbox or who bought an Xbox to play it on a PC now rather than having to buy a PS4, which,
Yeah.
you know, it's an excellent series, and I think this is kind of cool. So
Yeah. Well, and I know that they've already Sony has been opening stuff up, like even Horizon Zero Dawn. I get it mixed up, the order of the name. I think it's Horizon. Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. That made its way to PC like a year and a half ago or so. And that was a PlayStation exclusive at first. It seems like Sony has been opening up that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're right. Because now, yeah, so if you have a PS4 or if you have a good PC, you can play these games. That's a large group of people. Yeah, I think this could be a good thing.
Mm-hmm. I do wonder how they're going to sell it. So that's my other thing that goes through my head is,
right.
Are
Like
they going to,
which platform?
Well, my question is, is Sony going to launch some sort of gaming area where you have to buy the games through them, or are they going to allow it to be sold on Steam or wherever, right?
I'm going to like, so the thing with Horizon Zero Dawn, I at least know that it's on Steam, and it's just like put on there. So I kind of hope they would just work a deal with Steam and just put it on there, because it's like, why not? That's where people are. I don't want another storefront.
Yeah.
And I feel like Horizon Zero Dawn's probably done well on Steam, so why not? Sony's worked with Valve in the past with Portal back in the day on the PS3. They did stuff with them, so it wouldn't be new for them to be working with Valve.
Yeah.
No, I think I kind of hope that they just work with Steam and they put it on there. So
it would definitely make sense. I think it would be nice if you could buy it where you already have accounts and everything like that, rather than having to create a new Sony account. But that all, I guess, remains to be seen.
I'm trying to wonder too if if Uncharted 4 is coming out, are they going to do the original trilogy as a pack, like you can get on the PS4? You can get the whole trilogy.
Well, and that's how I got it. The trilogy I have in, and then I have 4 separately. But I believe I have the trilogy of 1, 2, and 3, and then number 4 separately.
So I'm wondering if they're going to bring that to PC as well, the whole trilogy. If you can get that, and then you can get the PS4.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if they bundle that as well.
No, for sure. Do you use a Switch?
Do I? I've wanted one, but I don't have one.
No. I know there's some Switches in your home, but none of them that are personally yours.
Yes, there's 2 here: Switch Lite and the standard Switch. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a Switch in our house, but there's rumors now that Nintendo is gonna announce a Switch before E3 actually, or maybe at E3, a Switch Pro. Interesting. I think there's an article about this on Forbes, and it talks about them potentially announcing it before so that the developers can announce their games.
Okay.
And
so they can say this will be supporting the Switch Pro.
Yeah.
And all,
yeah. And I guess this is all rumors. But where there's smoke, there's often fire, and I've seen articles on this around multiple sites, so it's I think it's kind of cool. I don't know. I mean, we've all seen the PlayStation Pro and all these pros, and there isn't a name yet apparently. So Switch Pro is just the placeholder at this point, but who knows?
Yeah. I'm excited for this. I've wanted a Switch, and this could be where I jump in with it. Is waiting for this. I like getting the upgraded console versions.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is assumed to be more powerful, and there has been. I think this will have. I'm suspicious. I'm just going to inject my suspicions onto this. Is that this? So Nintendo's worked with NVIDIA and with their GPU mobile chipset stuff, and on the standard Switch so far, it's been okay. It's been not bad, but there's quite a bit, I think, of improvements that have been made from where the original Switch is to where it could be.
Yeah.
And there could be some quite nice additions. So one of the things that one is just the smaller, the better manufacturing of the chips, the CPUs and GPUs. Even the Switch Lite and the newer model of the current Switch got this new CPU, but they used it to just have more power efficiency, and they didn't do it to. It could go faster, but they just did it for power efficiency, improved it. This one could allow them to just greatly, I think, improve the GPU power on it. And another thing that they're talking to 4K images, but the way that they would achieve that is likely using NVIDIA's DLSS tech. So it would, for example, use just like a typical 1080p resolution and then upscale it to 4K to make it look like 4K-ish. Yeah. Which DLSS can be quite impressive. So it allowed people to, dock their Switch and have it run a 4K output. Now, it wouldn't be true 4K, but this would be the same tech that's been used with PC gaming with NVIDIA. So if NVIDIA incorporates that into this Switch, then you could have near 4K quality when docked, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. I think, I was talking about it being docked, hopefully being able to do 4K, which I'm surprised it's not already there, but it's just, I guess it's the cost to do it, right? So now it's finally time where the cost is feasible to do it, and that would be awesome. Now, do you think there'll be, games, I guess all Switch games would work on this, but would it mean that newer Switch games would work on the older Switch still, or is there going to be some that only work on the Switch Pro? What are your thoughts on that?
My suspicion is that Nintendo is going to require it to work on everything.
Okay.
So, and the reason why that makes so this is based upon still some of the rumor that I think I heard, is that Nintendo could be discontinuing the current base Switch as is, but still keeping the Switch Lite.
Okay.
So what that means to me is that, well, if they're keeping the Switch Lite, then they still want the Switch Lite to keep working. Yeah. Then it kind of makes sense to keep it working for the other one anyway. Yeah. Like if you're already having to make it work on Switch Lite, then you should be able to make it work on all of them.
Well, it's essentially one, because they've nixed all their 3DS and all that. You've got the same game cartridge for your console, which is also a handheld, but for your mini console as well. So they need it to be able to work for everything. And it must just kind of downscale it. I'm not sure how it works for the handheld or for the Switch Lite, but
there could be an exception to where a Switch Pro is required. But I'm safe by and large, I would say majority of games probably wouldn't be, but there may be the exception. That did happen, I think, with the 3DS. Okay. They did release a Pro version, or an updated version of the 3DS at some point that did have a more powerful processor in it. And I believe there was I forget the name of it, but I think there was a game that did require the newer version of the. Okay. And I think the 2DS also included the more powerful chipset. But like the original 3DS is not as powerful as the last 3DS that was made. Yeah. And there was forget the name, but there was a game that I think did require it. You had to have that one. But I think it was more of the exception to the rule. I think most games still continue to support everything. Yeah. But there was the exception.
Because I have an original 3DS, like the smaller one. And I mean, all the Mario Kart, everything, all those games work in it, no problem. Even if they were the newest ones at the time, you could just buy them and put them in. So I'd imagine they'll do the same thing with this, that the games, for the most part, should be compatible with all the consoles.
I think so. But I think if there's a game out there that a studio wants to port to the Switch and it's just not possible to make it work on the lower platform, maybe Nintendo will give the option to saying, hey, if you just want to support that. But at the same time, if that happens, then it's not going to work on the Switch Lite, which means that you've cut out the light switches.
Where I could see it actually being more prevalent would be if you're not buying the cartridge, but you're buying a digital version where you might get a different copy of it. Yeah. Based on or a different download based on the console you have. So We'll
But
see what happens there, I guess.
But I'll say that even with that, if you have, say, Mario Odyssey, the cartridge, and
Yeah.
you have that, Nintendo could patch it with an up-res patch that supports DLSS. So
Yeah.
it might get 4K support, DLSS support out of the box.
Yeah.
Update.
Or you put the cartridge in and it knows it's got all the files for both on it, and it knows exactly
Yeah,
which
but I'm
console
saying if you have an old one, if you have like the original Mario Odyssey.
Oh, I see.
Right
yeah.
now, Nintendo could, you download a patch and it could enable DLSS and you'd be on your way with 4K output.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
So
cool. Let's move on to Intel. And I don't Intel Z, we'll call it XE graphics cards. Take it away, Stephen. This is all your ballpark.
All on me. So the current market for GPUs, graphics cards, whatever you want to call them, video cards, has been dominated by NVIDIA and AMD, mostly NVIDIA. And that's been largely the market. So you had like the NVIDIA's GeForce series, and you got AMD's Radeon series for discrete GPUs. Intel, they've had their integrated like CPU, GPU tech, and like bundled with like you buy your Intel CPU and it has like onboard basic graphics, which have always been very like not powerful, just for light tasks and stuff. But Intel has been trying to get back into the discrete. I shouldn't say back into. They've been trying to get into the discrete, more powerful like GPU space with this Intel Z, I guess they're calling it. Yeah. So there's been I think some leaks, some pictures of like some of one of the boards coming out, assumed to be one of the GPUs.
There's been leaks on YouTube of the board.
Right.
And there's rumors for early next year of some launching or late this year. Right. But again, this is all rumors.
Yeah. And Intel's been trying for a long time to get into the space, and they've tried in the past and never, like, they haven't really got into it, other than the onboard GPU stuff. This is interesting because it's speculated that this could be around the power of their top-end card could be around the power of a GTX 3080.
RTX 3080.
Yes, sorry, RTX 3080.
Yeah.
Which is like not the top end of what NVIDIA has, but it's pretty close. Like it's a pretty beefy thing. So, but where Intel might be able to get their hand in the game is with pricing. So if they're able to have top end cards at around RTX 3080s, which are pretty powerful, and they're able to like bring the price down, this could shake up the market a bit and cause NVIDIA and AMD to have to be more competitive with their pricing.
Yeah.
And could just help bring pricing of GPUs down in general. Granted that the current GPU like chip shortages and things like that are correct with.
Well, and that being said, this is if you're going to go into the market, this is probably a really good time just because of all the chip shortages and the GPU shortages. There's such a high demand. Like if they came out today, they'd be snapped up right away. So
yeah, I mean, if Intel can get the stuff made, sure. And they could, if they're able to produce stuff and get stuff on the market, maybe it would help even bring pricing down. Still, it's hard to say. But again, they wouldn't have stuff out until the end of this year or early next year.
Yeah.
So things could change by then as well.
Yeah. I think competition, though, is a good thing. If, I mean, we can see even this newest generation of GPUs that came out were significantly better priced than previous generations. So
yeah,
competition will just help keep that all in check. So
yeah, well, having a third player, because we've had only two major players in the space, and this would add in a third major player, and that just seems like a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be interesting because Intel's dominated the CPU space.
Yeah.
For many years. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a good thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Yeah.
Are you starting to feel hungry?
Why?
Would you like a bowl of cereal?
I often
Kellogg's
do.
has the new Bowl Bot.
Oh, tell me
It's a
more.
robot that gives you cereal.
Okay.
Nice smooth segue from video cards to cereal. So the Kellogg's has introduced a new Bowl Bot that is in a couple of universities in the U.S., the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and the Florida State University. And for somewhere between $3 and $6.50, you can buy yourself some cereal, make your own combinations with fresh fruit and yogurt, and you kind of select what you want. Or they have preset options for breakfast. One's called the Hawaii 5-0 with mini wheats, triple berry granola, pineapples, coconuts, mango, etc. And you can buy your cereal from a vending machine. This reminds me of a few weeks ago we talked about drones delivering your pizza, robot cars delivering your pizza and drones delivering different things.
Right.
I really like cereal.
I know, you and your family.
We eat a lot of cereal in our house. When we come to your house, I think there's like a special delivery of cereal arriving.
Well, when I come to your house, I'm visiting, staying the night. It's like at 10 o'clock at night, cereal comes out, and we have we have time together over a bowl of cereal, the family.
Yeah,
it's great. Yeah.
So, a couple thoughts on this. So, are we going to see how we always had like Coke machines and Pepsi machines? Are we going to start to see Kellogg's machines, General Mills machines, Quaker machines? So, Cheerios are really missing out here.
But who owns Cheerios?
I think that's General Mills here in Canada.
Right, that would be General Mills, yeah.
So, I mean, I love mini wheat, so this is amazing.
Would you just want this in your house? Can we just buy these?
To be honest, we could probably justify this in our house.
I know you laugh, but right now, espresso machines have gotten pretty sophisticated. They're like what used to be in shops, stores. Now we have coffee machines in our house. Will we just have cereal machines? You go to the store, you just pour it in the back, the slot, and then
Yeah. So the drawbacks on this that I saw in the article, I can't believe we're actually really talking about this, but some of the drawbacks are that you can't preset how much milk you'd like yet. So if you don't want a ton of milk, you like your milk light so your cereal doesn't get soggy. Right. Well, then you're out of luck. It's preset, but that could be version 2.0.
Because can you pick the type of milk, 1%?
I think
milk?
So. I think you could. I don't know. You could pick between yogurt, milk, and probably different combinations of dairy or non-dairy alternatives. So it'll be kind of cool to see. I mean, in this article, it also talks about that there's this company Bowlbot, I believe it's called, also has Sally Fresh food and salad robots. So maybe you can have a salad robot in your house too.
So, question for you.
Yeah.
If you lived nearby one of these universities or colleges, whatever it is, and you had opportunity to go on campus, just sneak in and try it, would you?
Oh, if there was one at the college down here, I would 100% buy a bowl of cereal right now.
just yes, I'm a college student.
Hey, there's some 90-year-old graduates out there. So
no, it's true, but it's just you're just going on the college just to try their cereal Bowlbot.
Yeah, no, I 100% would, and
I think I would go with you, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd actually film the whole process, to be honest. So it'd be a lot of fun. So if there's ever one of those near me, I'm gonna go try it out. So,
well, wait for me. Take me with you.
All right. That would be lots of. Yeah, we'll have to wait until there's a General Mills one or something too. So, so our question of the day: do you eat mix cereal? So if there's a little bit, well, I guess, do you pour it just 2 different cereals at once? Or if there's a little bit from this bag and a little bit from that bag, will you mix them together? Do you mix your cereals, Stephen?
Yes.
You do?
Yes. I find it often superior. Yes.
I'm not a mixer, to be honest. Which
You're
probably
not?
surprises you. Yeah. That being said, I'll mix like mini wheats with like the brown sugar mini wheats. So you get 2 different kinds of mini wheats. I'll do that.
That doesn't count.
Do I go pour like Fruit Loops on top? No, I don't.
Okay, a good mix is shreddies with mini wheats.
Yeah, I can see that. But
right.
I do. Have you ever had yogurt on your cereal?
No, but I have had root beer with cereal, thanks to you. Anyway.
I have had Fruit Loops with root beer, yes. That is sugar coma in a box and a bottle, but yes. But no, I haven't had it in a while, but yogurt in your cereal, I had that when I was in Europe, and that was actually pretty good. So
with granola, that's good. Yeah, like with the granola cereals and stuff, I've done that with yogurt. But
yeah. Well, that's turning into more like those parfait, the fruit and yogurt parfaits.
Yeah.
Ooh, now I'm I need some
Are you hungry yet?
Breakfast 2.
2.0.
Yeah. So leave us a comment whether you mix your cereals as we gabble on here about cereals. If you will eat mixed cereals, leave a comment in the comment section below. That is pretty much it for the Tech ChitChat Show episode 10. Any final comments there, Stephen? Are you all good?
I'm just wondering if I'm going to go mix some cereal now.
I think you should. That'd be awesome. We'll go have some cereal and take off for now. So thank you everyone for watching and listening. Remember to like and subscribe here on YouTube and all of the podcasting platforms. Until next time, this has been episode 10 of the Tech ChitChat Show. Take care.